Hi guys, it's Saru from SomethingSaru. Oh my god, I almost forgot my name on my channel. Damn it. Anyway, today we are doing a labor and delivery video, just talking about it. I am going to do baby 1 versus baby 2 and how they were similar and how they weren't as well, and how I felt by the end of both. I think that's really important for people to know. Also, yeah, I just hope you start liking my content I'm doing. I'm trying to be consistent, whatever that means. So carry on watching this video and hopefully you do like it, so you would press the thumbs up button and you'll subscribe and you'll share this to all your friends. And yeah, just wanted to show off my new jumper which I got from HitchcockCo. There is actually a TikToker called Sky Hedgehog who is a young mom, and she does really cool TikTok videos, dance videos. Really connected with her, and this is one of her merch, which I really like. So I'm excited about having this because it just sums up what I kind of do most of the day, all the time. I should show you the top anyway, but it's this pullover, and it says, I don't know if it's gonna pick up on the camera, but yeah, it says toddler chasing. Oh shit, got something on there. That's normal, isn't it, when you're a mom? Yeah, so yeah, toddler chasing. She also has really cool soft comfortable merch which I am for at the moment. Yeah, so I kind of sidestepped in this, so check her out. Alright, so I'm gonna start off with what week I went into labor. For baby 1, I went into labor about 38 weeks on the top of my head, and with baby number 2, I went into labor at 37 weeks. Both of my labors were inductions, because yeah, by the end of the gestation pregnancy thing, we realized that both babies needed to come out earlier than they needed to, earlier than 40 weeks. So with baby number 1, I got induced at 38 weeks because I had obstetric cholestasis. Obstetric cholestasis, what I can tell you a bit about it, you can look on the NHS website as well for a better explanation. From the top of my head, if I can remember, was because I had an enzyme leaking from my liver into my bloodstream whilst I was pregnant, and it caused my palms of my hands and the soles of my feet to itch like crazy, and that was the main symptom that basically is a telling sign that you have obstetric cholestasis. And I found out probably about 33 weeks that I had that. So I was given medication to control the itching and control the levels of the enzyme in my bloodstream. That helped, but they still were yeah, you kind of need to get induced. Was I terrified about being induced? Yes, because I was not prepared for this baby at all, because this baby was, it was a cryptic pregnancy. I only found out about her at 7 months. That's a whole separate video. I will be doing a separate one on that to give you a bit more detail what cryptic pregnancy is and blah blah blah. So we got induced at 38 weeks with her. Baby number 2, we have not given her a name yet. I will be posting on my story the name soon, but baby number 2 for the time being. We've got induced at 37 weeks with her because I had reduced fetal movement. Reduced fetal movement, I had 3 episodes of it, and the last one was the last straw, and the doctors were like, yeah, I think it's best the baby comes out earlier. And what happened was that baby was moving. She was a bit more lazy than baby number 1, so it was I had to drink cold water to make her move. There wasn't really a pattern, so I was stressing, every night was in tears. Also, I couldn't really feel all the kicks. I couldn't even feel my Braxton Hicks, if that's the best way of putting it. On the monitor it was showing, but I could not feel any of those. Don't know why. They think it's probably down to my perception. My brain is just not it's not computing that that's a kick or whatever. Brain's being weird. Oh, trust me, even with the crypto pregnancy, my brain was being weird. It didn't even know I was pregnant. So, yeah. Anyway, so we had to get induced at 37 weeks. So as with inductions, main majority of things why you get an induction is for the safety of the baby and the mum. For the same thing with my obstetric cholestasis and for the reduced fetal movement of getting both inductions done was if I waited till 40 weeks, something bad could happen, basically. With obstetric cholestasis, a stillborn, and same thing with the reduced fetal movement, a stillborn or anything could happen. Especially with reduced fetal movement with baby number 2, I can't tell if something goes wrong, technically, so they don't want to risk it. So both babies were being induced. Inductions. So I was told with my first induction that I had with my first baby, yeah, it can kick in like in 4 days, might take 2 days and stuff. And, you know, I've met other women who were induced in wards, in maternity wards, where they are sitting there like a whole week before everything starts kicking in. For me, thankfully, with Issei, baby number 1, within hours, like literally, I think I went downstairs to the Costa to get a hot chocolate and pain. Rushed in, dropped the hot chocolate on the floor, really over dramatic. Of course it's dramatic for me, isn't it? Yeah, and I was just like to my husband, we need to go back in, this is kicking in, I need some kind of pain relief. Or something, I don't know, went in. Same thing with the second one. It took a bit longer, I thought it took longer, but it's just, I think I thought the induction would kick in much quicker than the last one, but it was less, it just felt like it was longer. For the both inductions, the first induction I was given a hormonal drip and I think I was given a pessary for that, for it to kick in. Second one, because my body has already birthed the baby, they only gave me 2 tablets that was put up my vagina, yes, to soften and get it working. By the second one, within like 2 hours, things started kicking in. My induction pain, when it started kicking in, the pain was unbelievable. With induction pains, it's not like, I don't want to scare anyone, but when you have natural contractions and you go into natural labor, I've been told it feels like you're having your cramps and it just gets worse and worse and worse, and you get to the crazy part of the whole labor pain. I just went from 0 to 100 really quickly. That's how painful the contractions start coming in with being induced. You will get induced for numerous reasons. I've heard people with gestational diabetes, they get induced as well. I would have liked to have avoided it, but it happened, and my priority at the time was babies need to be safe. It was like, yeah, the pain I just had to bear it. As much painful it would be. The first labor, so for baby number 1, the pain was really, really bad, to the point where I think I can't actually fully remember my labor because it was that painful. And I think I was really unprepared for how quickly the pain was coming in. Also, I was really scared to ask for things because I just thought, oh, this is normal, or maybe I should be able to get through all of this. Just a bit longer, I can ask, you know, for pain relief. That kind of messed everything up, and I think I should have paced myself with the pain relief a bit better. For me to manage the pain, I just wasn't aware, wasn't told how painful it will get and how quickly the pain will escalate. I've got a pretty good pain threshold, or I think I do, so this was intense, and I think I wasn't able to build the tolerance, like going induction type labors, so that kind of scared me, and it kind of put me off my mind, my sanity in my brain, for it to like for me to focus and do what they told me to do and do what the things I needed to do. With baby number 2, knowing that I was going to get induced, I had a feeling I might get induced during that pregnancy, because once you've had obstetric cholestasis with baby number 1, the chances of getting it again with your future babies is higher. So I was kind of prepping for that, and I was doing this time hypnobirthing, I think that's what it's called. I tried to do that. Did it work? I don't know. But I did a lot of breathing and meditation beforehand, so I kind of relied a lot on my breathing. Even if I was not in pain, I was trying to practice doing that. Yeah, and I think with the pain, it was painful, really, really painful, but I could remember, I think it wasn't as traumatic because I could remember my whole labor from start to finish with baby number 2. With baby number 1, God has erased parts of it, the pain. There was a few painful moments, but you know, most of the pain was just like, you know, like I can't remember the things I've said or done with baby number 1 compared to baby number 2. Yeah, it was intense. And then let's move on to pain relief. So with baby number 1, I probably asked everything under the sun, including I probably screamed for a C-section, and my midwife was like, no, because I must have got to the point where I was gonna have to push, and she was like, no, 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 you are pushing, baby. Yeah, you're pushing that baby. Why did I give my midwife an accent? I don't know why I did that. That was a bit rude. Anyway, yeah, I just kind of took everything. And I think what I kind of regretted with the first labor with Issei was I took pethidine, which is fine, but I took it more than once. So pethidine affects the baby and can make the baby sleepy as it goes to your bloodstream. But does it help? Yes. I'm not here to be like, you know, I know there's some mums out there like, oh, like I did a natural birth with nothing, and then there's mums who did everything, and then there's mums who's like, I'm electing for a C-section, I'm not going through this shit. So there's, what you do is like, I'm not here to judge, whatever, do what you want, whatever your body, you feel that's right for you and baby and your body, and for your body to cope, because you don't want to stress your body out and make things more complicated than it is. Also, I'm just going to say this out here because I've heard a lot of people, I know this is going to be a bit of a sensitive thing, but it's your body, you're birthing the baby out, so pain relief is on your head, so you should be deciding what you want and what you don't want, not other individuals. I know some of the pain relief can be risky, for example epidurals. I will talk about that soon at the end of the video. If you feel like you need it, you ask for it. My first pregnancy, I did ask for things, but no, my first labor, I did ask for everything. But it was the pain got so bad that I was just asking for everything. I wasn't pacing it, and I just kind of sat there thinking, yeah, I can handle this pain, I'll try. By the end of it, I screamed for everything, and yeah, it just kind of stressed me out even more because I didn't pace myself. For this baby number 2, I had not everything. Well, did I have everything? No, I did have everything, but I just didn't have my pethidine twice. I had it once, like right at the start. I was given pethidine because I couldn't get hold of gas in it with baby number 2 till later on, but I wished I had the gas in it before to face with something. And yeah, that helped. With pethidine, you have to be careful as well because it makes baby sleepy when they come out, and you have to monitor them a bit better. Issei was a bit more sleepy than her sister, so that proves my point. So I think my favourite pain relief out of the whole thing was gas and air. My husband has 2 videos of me on gas and air from both my labours, which is funny. Yeah, I'm singing, I FaceTime family members, like cousins and stuff. Yeah, I'm probably chatting a lot of crap, but yeah, I did that. It was fun. but very tiring. Gas and air, I've heard that some people get nauseous over it. For me, I was just thought I was at a shisha lounge majority of the time. It was fun, it does make you tired. That's also another thing, so don't abuse it. Went into my pains, and what happened was with baby number 2, as I was saying, my pain relief for gas and air was really delayed because it was a smaller hospital, and yeah, it was a smaller hospital, and the gas and air was only in the delivery suite, and I was not in the delivery suite, I was just in the induction base, and they didn't have any. So my husband's warm hands, just rubbing his hands like this and rubbing my back, was the only thing helping me. Also, baby number 2 was during COVID, so we had restrictions. So like certain wards, certain floors had different visiting times. And one thing that really pissed me off, but yeah, but I just kind of like, I was too much in pain to like argue. So I was in extreme pain with my induction, and it hit to 8 o'clock, and my husband technically has to leave, but they weren't giving me gas and air. The pethidine was being delayed, and only thing helping me was my husband rubbing my back, warm hands on his back, and I was probably screaming the whole place down. Thankfully, the bays was empty, and it's just me in there. I wasn't really disturbing anyone. I kind of like told the midwife, no, he's staying, because this baby's coming out very, very soon, and I'm in a lot of pain, and you're not giving me gas and air. So I think I was very confident. Yeah, and eventually I did get my gas and air, but I had to go to the birth center for that, because they had to, that was it, they had to check if I was dilated enough. So in order for me to go to the delivery suite, I had to be 4 centimeters dilated or close enough to it, and that's where my husband stayed the whole time as well with baby number 2. With my first pregnancy happened in 2018, so they were allowed to stay the whole way through. With COVID, it was a lot like yes, no, maybe, and a lot of confusion, but he pretty much stayed the whole time, because by 8 o'clock I was already into active labor with baby number 2, so he was basically there for the whole duration. So I was lucky in that sense. I don't know what I would do if things didn't start kicking in by that 8 o'clock ending of the visiting time in that bay. I probably would have cried. That was like the frustrating part mostly of the whole labor, I guess, the COVID restrictions. We got into delivery suites for both babies, and I asked for an epidural, yes, for my first baby, and I asked for my second baby too. First baby, I will just say it as it is, got it late because I didn't realise that an anaesthetist has to come and put a needle and insert the epidural in, the little tube with the epidural, which will allow you to flush in the epidural in for to numb the area. I didn't realise there's only a few anaesthetists in the entire hospital, and they not only cover doing epidurals on the labour ward, they also have to cover any anaesthetist kind of jobs, like even in the A&E, like with the patients that come in and they need an anaesthetist straight away for operations and stuff. So yeah, that was shocking. I did not realise that about epidurals. I had got it done with baby number 1, Issei, and it only worked for half my back, and I realised when I was getting the epidural, I was in too much pain that I was moving too much. It looked like I was having seizures because every contraction was like this. I was just jerking. So it was much more harder for me to stay still, because when they have to put the needle in, you have to stay still. And being in a contraction was really hard. It only worked for half my back, okay? I could feel it by the end of it, and well, I felt like half my back and half the pain, the whole pushing and everything. So second time when I had an epidural with baby number 2, I kind of was like, once I got to delivery suite, I was just like, you need midwife, you need to go and get the anaesthetist. I need the epidural as early as possible so that everything is all done correctly and I'm calm before contractions kick in. And also, a pro tip, when you're having contractions, tell them you're having contractions. Don't be like me in the first labor, being like jerking about. Just say contraction, contraction, and they'll stop and wait for you to have the contraction and then carry on, which I did with baby number 2, and I'm so happy I did that. Fun fact, I think the anaesthetist was asking me, why do you want to get your epidural now? And I was like, well, the last one, Bruce Lee kicked the last anaesthetist, and he was like, oh, okay, good point. And then he did everything. I wasn't gassing it, so I was probably talking like a crazy, weird, like mafia person. I realized that it might not be the epidural, it just might be my pack. Because once the epidural goes in, they put in some cold saline to flush down the nerve system to see it kind of, if it's going right. I realized it was going like this, behind my back, like this. And I was like, it feels like it's going more to the left. I can feel the sensation to the left more than the right. He's like, oh, and then I asked him, like, even with baby number 2, are you sure this will be fine? And he's like, yeah, that should be fine. Was I wrong? Because once the pain started kicking in, I had to tell my midwife, like, to administer more of the epidural, and I was like, it's not working, it's only working for half the back, it's working for half the back, it's working for half the back again. Literally working for half of my back. So I just laughed at the situation. I was like, so it's not the epidural, it's me. Epidurals, it's kind of a touchy subject. Some people are like, I don't want to get an epidural because it will affect me, and there is a chance of paralysis. I understand that. There's also a chance of you having chronic back pain. See, for me, I already am heavy chested, so I will always have chronic back pain. So for me, I did not care. I was just like, I'm getting the epidural. Yeah. The epidurals just work for half my back for both of them. But then I've heard people who it's worked perfectly fine for the first one, and the second one it didn't work at all. So it is a bit of Russian roulette. Yeah, it's really up to you. I wanted it because I was like, yeah, especially knowing I'm having an induction and the pain already, I'm going to be tired because the pain is going to hit so quickly and I can't manage it like how a normal natural labor would be. I was just like, yeah, I'm getting the epidural. Yeah, and then the pushing happened. Pushing. I think I told midwife for baby number 1 is say, yeah, I feel pushing now, and she's like, are you sure? Is like, if you feel it, do it. I was like, okay, push, I'll push. I pushed it, push, and she was out. It was not quickly, obviously it took like probably an hour of pushing, but I felt content with that pushing. I was just like, yeah, let's push this baby out. And I'm so tired, got it out. And I cried, and there was this whole weird gush of feeling. It was crazy. And even with baby number 2, only issue was the pushing felt harder because I think I got too tired because of the gas in it. And I think I accidentally watched someone else's labor video and they said, oh, it's like the Ring of Fire. And oh my god, it did feel like the Ring of Fire. My perineal wasn't stretching enough and it's just burning. So the pushing was very tiresome. But with both babies, once they'd come out and you lay them on your chest, it was amazing. It's this feeling that I just started crying. So happy that this human is mine and this human me and my husband had created, both these humans. And they were relying so much on me, so fragile, and they were on my chest and both crying and both like koala bears trying to clench onto my bare skin, and I just started crying. I was like, I'm so thankful for both of them, for being safe, one, for being lovely girls. If I had to review it all, first pregnancy, traumatic to a point where I started having gaps in my story because my memory just cut things out. Second one, I can remember most of it, and I felt more confident because I was open. I was saying things I wanted. Yeah, I just knew when things were escalating. I knew what could happen. I knew when things were getting to the point of active labor or to the point of pushing. I was much more confident in what was going to happen, so I was more vocal about it. Both of them went really well. Stitching, 2nd degrees for both, which basically means I only had stitches from the vagina and the perineal, so it didn't go all the way to my sphincter, which is your a-hole muscle. When it gets to that things will get complicated. Like, I've heard people have reconstructive surgery and stuff, so thank the Lord I did not have to have that. And recovery, baby number 2, bit crap. Baby number 1, it's still weird, but still, like, I was very clean. It's like having, like, when you have a piercing and you have to clean it properly. Same thing, clean the area, you're fine. Just keep cleaning and they'll heal perfectly fine. But yeah, sitting on your bum takes a while. So I hope you liked the video. Yeah, I might have been babbling and waffling in this one, because I always do. I'm trying to get out of doing that, but I'm doing it. You know, like, I'm trying to get myself a bit more in focus, but I'm still a working on progress, I guess. Keep watching. I will be deciding to post videos now every Fridays, like in the evening time. I guess about 7ish, so look out for them, and please, yeah, follow, subscribe, share, yeah, and hopefully you will like our new content.